Many in Charleston sought from Blyden news of the South Carolinians who had emigrated a dozen years before. He was enthusiastically welcomed. He even had twin babies named after him, Edwin and Edwina Wilmot Blyden, during his stay. So, how this relates to Jasper is that, like Edwin Blyden had the twin babies named after him, or sorry, Edward Blyden had the twin babies named after him. Jasper has literally everything is named after Jasper. Just go to Wikipedia and see and look up Jasper, and there's a huge long list of like 100 things that Jasper's named after. So, or things, or the, yeah, that are named after Jasper, rather, right? So we have towns, forts, monuments, all kinds of crazy shit, ships. So that's why we're back at Jasper, and we know that's definitely right. Okay, the next clue is or on the 8th the scene. Okay, this is telling us, recall back to the earlier quote, hearken to the words, freedom at the birth of a century, hearken to the words related to hearken to the words of a true patriot, 1840, and in that, the quote told us that we were supposed to focus on something specifically relating to the 8th, right? This is telling us, or on the 8th the scene is telling us that this 8th clue is coming into play next, okay? And where law defended sends us over here to the pirate monument. Remember, the first clue told us we were going to be focusing on pirates. The second literary clue told us we're going to be focusing on the 8th. Together, we're being sent with this clue, where the law defended, to the pirate monument, which sits at the northeast corner of the park, okay? And here we are at the northeast corner of the park. And near this spot, in the autumn of 1718, Stead Bonnet, notorious gentleman pirate, and 29 of his men, captured by Colonel William Rhett, met their just deserts after a trial and charge, famous in American history by Chief Justice Nicholas Trott. Later, 19 of Richard Worley's crew, captured by Governor Robert Johnson, were also found guilty and hanged. All were buried off White Point Garden in the marsh beyond low water mark. Okay, so this is telling us two things. Firstly, Preiss is sending us here to this corner because all the rest of the clues take you specifically to the treasure. So if you didn't get if you didn't realize that you have to switch over from the verse to the visual clues and back to the verse again, you're not going to have realized that you're at the wrong spot right now, because we are right by the Saussere House and a bunch of palm trees, which would illuminate towards the east breaker wall. This is telling us, by the last lines here, all were buried off White Point Gardens in the marsh beyond low water mark. That's telling us we are going to be looking for one of the two we're going to be by one of the two breaker walls, okay? But if we didn't realize that about the visual clues, we're going to think it's the Saussere, because if you look at my original solve on Q4T, I fell for this trap. He got me, right? Because I thought it was the Saussere House and one of these palm trees illuminating towards that breaker wall. And so, like, I fell for his trap, right? He got me. So, not until I realized that the Fort Sumter clues were pushing us down towards the Fort Sumter Association Building did I realize, via the star being on the Fort Sumter pendant and the star on 51 East Battery, telling us that the star on the building, the star is going to be relating to a building because the star is on a building, right? So that's telling us the star is relating to a building, and and then we put 2 and 2 together and deduce that it's the Fort Sumter Building, Association Building, right? Because it has to be, we know it's going to be both, and if we walk down here towards it, and oddly enough, it's at the direct opposite end of the park. Whereas he took us right there to the Pirate Monument at the northeast corner of the park. Now we're actually supposed to go to the the southwest corner of the park, right? And you're gonna as soon as we walk up there, you're gonna immediately know that we're in the right spot. As opposed to there, we were kind of speculating. Nothing was really reinforced.